Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to take a look here at Oregon Trail. Wait, did I say that right? Origin Trail, just kidding. I dated myself there. But regardless, this is not, financial advice by any means. If you're new to the channel, just know that I have been in the industry for a very long time, been trading for over 15 years, and just like to make sure that we help you become more of an effective trader. So I like to kind of help, reiterate best practice. And obviously, if you're interested, I have a trading community. Link in the description below. I send out signals for every single trade that I take. We have a trading bot that kind of helps us navigate that, and it's really awesome experience. So check that out in your own time. I have a descriptive video in the description below. Now, first things first, we're just going to take a quick peek at Bitcoin, because if you don't know what Bitcoin's doing, you're pretty much just not a good trader. No offense, that's not what I mean by that. But simply put, you are a much better trader if you know what Bitcoin's doing, because it controls the market, right? That's just the bottom line there. So any good trader will look at Bitcoin first and know what's going on here. And as we can see, we saw a significant retracement here today. That is still in effect, so to speak, but we only have about an hour left for this candlestick to close. But Bitcoin from top to bottom, close to about 7% retracement here today. That was expected. It's been too high, too long, and literally we've had no correction ever since 40,000, right? So the price is pretty much going sideways or up ever since then. So for it to go down, I'm actually kind of happy and reassured of the fact that it's not just gonna have a blow off top. We still have more gas left in the tank, because any good bull run has to have a nice staircase pattern followed by a period of consolidation. We need probably another week's worth of consolidation, in my opinion, before it ramps up again to just help it be a more comfortable push to 100,000. All right, but regardless, we're looking good here. We got simple moving averages are a ways away. We don't need to worry about that for much right now. So all in all, Bitcoin is where it's at. Now let's go and take a look at Origin. I almost said it again. Origin Trail. That's the tough one. All right, and the big picture here, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, yep, we are testing. Well, broke the all-time high, right? No, wait, hold on. Well, as far as this one goes back, Bittrex goes back a ways here to 2018. Now, I looked at a few other charts. I couldn't find one any older, so just, if there is one, let me know, of course, in the comments below. But we're going to work with the most recent highs here, which are likely the all-time highs, and just note that we are above that currently. Now, we haven't closed above that yet, but it looks like it will probably happen, just based on the fact that we've got about 45 minutes, less than an hour, so to speak, before that one-day candlestick closes. If that candlestick can close above that line, then it could be considered an all-time high, or more importantly, the one-day close would be essentially above the previous resistance, right? Because anytime you draw a resistance or support level, the one-day chart's the most effective. So therefore, we're right on the verge of closing above, and in turn, that would be considered a support level. Previous all-time highs create very strong support levels moving forward once they're broken and the one-day candlestick closes above. Now, today's a kind of a different story, because we just looked at Bitcoin and it broke its all-time high, and now it's retracing back down, right? Now, that's kind of a one-off, because it's been ramping up for about 3 weeks straight with no correction. This one has a pretty healthy run. We can see kind of an up-over pattern for the most part prior to its ramp up today and yesterday. Now, we'll look at smaller time frames to see if there's any benefit of, obviously the fact of the matter is that, we want to know if it's going to come any lower, right? So is there a benefit to adding to our position, seeing where we're at with that? My guess is that we're a bit on the overextended side, and we're going to probably see some sideways action, probably consolidate right around that resistance / support level, but we will see soon. Let's go and take a look at the one-day RSI, obviously up over 70. That's pretty standard considering. I would like to see the price again go sideways so the RSI can calm down and stay under 70, just based on the fact that, for the most part, RSI over 70 on the one-day chart can pretty much signify, or, kind of indicate that we'll probably have a retracement. Now, this may not retrace it. What it could do, if it's a healthy bull run, again, it's taken all day to get here. If it goes sideways for some time, that'd be just as fine, just as well, because then the RSI would calm down. Okay. Because again, that's the relative strength index. It's taken, kind of inventory of the overall price action over the last 14 days, and essentially, saying, hey, this is considered overbought. There's too much buying activity here, and usually it comes back down. That happens. One last thing to note too, we're up over, previously we saw up over 50, which is awesome. You can kind of see that 50 works as a support level and or resistance on the RSI. So not a lot of people know that. But furthermore, we don't really have much to disseminate on the MACD. Instead of diverging bearishly, we got a bullish convergence, so it's pretty standard. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. up above both moving averages. RSI's over 70, also pretty standard. Not much to really note here, except for the fact that I do like this jump up. So we see this, it comes up. Hold on, that was a terrible line. It comes up, down, and up again, right? So it's essentially doing one of these, right? You're kind of staircasing. And that to me is what I look for healthy bull runs. So that being said, yes, we're a bit on the overextended side right now. RSI is telling us that, but also the fact that we've ramped up pretty significant in just say the last, what, 12 hours alone, 20%, that's a lot. If it goes up much further, we're going to expect the price to come down. If it can kind of calm down and just chill out for a little while and go sideways, I think we're going to be much better off. But, this does have a tendency of coming up and coming down shortly after. So, again, history doesn't have to repeat itself, but it oftentimes does, especially in crypto. Therefore, if we see this increase here, right, up and over, we could see a decrease down to essentially retrace down below that resistance level, and that could continuously be a resistance. But bear in mind too, when we're pushing up to a resistance level like this, even if the price were to come back down, it'll likely eventually break and come back up. Okay. Again, there's a strong likelihood of that just based on its current momentum and where it's at right now, pushing and testing essentially that resistance level. And by the way, that resistance level is, what, about 94 cents. So just say 94 cents is a round number. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart and kind of just see if there's any type of indication here of support. Yep, I like this. The Ichimoku cloud works as a support oftentimes. So if the price were to kind of retrace and the cloud continues up here, you could very well see the price kind of continue up and over and kind of just use that as a continuation. That's the beautiful thing about the Ichimoku cloud. It helps us understand buy signals, which we had back here, but furthermore, it also indicates support levels on healthy bull run patterns. Because keep this in mind, if you're new to just say Ichimoku cloud, the price breaks into the cloud, it's considered a no buy or no sell zone. You just kind of leave it alone. But when it breaks below, it's considered a sell signal. Above, it's a buy signal. So, we could probably look at the MACD convergence on the 4 hour chart and kind of identify this is probably where the MACD converged. Because as soon as the price broke above that, the bears lost control, the bulls are taking control, and the price just continues upwards. It happens, I would say, 80-90% of the time. It's pretty consistent. That's the beautiful thing about the cloud. Anytime it's over, you can consider it a buy signal, and when it's under, it's a sell signal. Not to say that right now is a buy signal because it's over. That's not necessarily the case. It's when it breaks through that's the most important. So just bear that in mind. Also note too, the 1 hour chart for the Ichimoku cloud is the best time frame. And if you go to the Ichimoku cloud and you're kind of like new to it, disable the first 5 icons, I guess you could say, or inputs, whatever they're called, the checkmark boxes, because you're gonna get a pretty messy graph. If you disable that, then you only see the plot's background, and that's the most effective way to use this. Don't get me wrong, those others are amazing. They still work very, very well. In fact, they help you predict a lot better than just the cloud, but the cloud is a kind of a rudimentary, standard, very simple thing to use, just like the MACD. So let's look at the big picture again and kind of just summarize here. Obviously, we've noted and noticed that when it increases, it'll retrace and continue to increase, right? So it has a tendency of coming up and then down and kind of just having this nice little peaks and valleys, so to speak. But the great thing about the current situation is that it was a nice healthy run in the last 2 or 3 days. So honestly, I do foresee this retracing, but not significantly. And what we could do here, just to be on the safe side, is we can do a quick little throw on Fibonacci retracement really quick and kind of just take a quick look here. So let's put this right here and let's find out approximately where we got some other support and resistance levels. So we got this one's pretty common, 382. That's a pretty big one. And then also we see 618 a lot as well. So if the price were to retrace, just say for example, then we're probably looking at somewhere in the range of about 86 cents down to about 80 cents. So 80 to 86 would be a consolidation, kind of like a support channel, where it'll work itself into one of these 2 channels if it doesn't break above and stay above, right? So if it stays above here, right around what, 94 cents, then we can expect to kind of go sideways, kind of retrace and calm down a little bit, and then leg up again. But don't be worried if you see the price kind of come down to here, or even eventually come down to here. It'll probably bounce off the cloud and come back up. Okay. So just some things to identify, but that being said, once we stay above here, right? So once the price is actually officially closed above that 94 cents, the previous all-time high, then that becomes a support level, typically a strong support level. I feel like it's going to stay above that. If it does, then we're going to start seeing higher highs, and we're going to start seeing some interesting things. And here's kind of what that potential might look like. Let's just go ahead and draw the fib, pull it out here. Gets us some quick perspective. Again, this is hypothetical, of course, but it's based on this most recent increase, how much more gas we have left in the tank, so to speak. So what we could see is upwards of $2.27. That would be kind of a best case scenario. I think it's fairly unlikely we'll see that right away, but next month or two, I think it is a possibility. But what's more likely, and usually we see this one happen a lot, is the 1.414. So we should see somewhere in the range of about $1.15, I would say, in the next couple of weeks, if this can consolidate for a short while and then leg up again. Okay. So again, that's just kind of the potential, the general concept there, because you got to keep in mind it's pretty high up there right now. It's definitely extended, right? So for it to be able to get any more push to the upside, we need to see some consolidation. Without that, it's going to come crashing back down. We don't want that, right? So we want a good 24 to 48 hours of just straight sideways action. That'd be fantastic. I'd be happy with that. And then add to your position, and then see the next leg up to somewhere in the range of what we just discussed. What would that be? $1.41, maybe $2.27, somewhere in that range there. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Hopefully that was beneficial, and you can actually hold on. No, I'm sorry. I think I Yeah, no, I misspoke. That's $1.15, $1.15, or $1.47. I was reading the wrong numbers there. So big picture, that is what you're looking at there for the total price. I think within the next couple of weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, we're going to see $1.15, and then roughly I would say by year end we're going to be looking at $1.44. Okay. All right. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. You take care now. Goodbye.